Right, we are going to the edge of the village to look at some flooding. So the parish council have asked us if we can put the drone up and just look at some flooding. It's not severe, we've just got some roads flooded. And George is saying, why didn't you bring the Defender home? That'll go a metre deep. But the Defender's having its side steps fitted, so we're taking the trusty Disco 4 out for a spin. What's going on down here? Look, there's mayhem in the village. Everyone's out and about. Old school Defender. Oh, dog. Right then, let's go to the edge of the village, see what's happening. Right, this is the River Thames that runs through our village here, and it's really quite high. It's certainly running high. Let's go and have a look down in the water meadows and see if it's flooded the roads down there. So yeah, we've got a lot of, so this should be a car park here, and these should be fields, and there, that car park is pretty flooded. We'll go in that in a minute. And then round this corner here, we got the water meadows. That's the river there, it's all flooded over. We've got a flood sign. It's not too bad.
I've seen worse down here.
I've seen worse down here, yeah. It's not as bad as it gets. Right, let's go back to that car park, put the drone up, and let's have a look what. Right, we've put the suspension up into high mode. Now, we haven't got wade-in mode on the Disco 4, and we don't have wade-in sensors in the underside of our mirrors. And we've just Googled, and the wade-in depth for a Discovery 4 is, with the suspension up, obviously 700 millimeters, which is 200 millimeters shorter than we've got on the new Defender. So, but I don't think we're 700 deep, are we, George?
Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it. So we're going to go into this car park. Now you've got to be careful when you're going through water. Not only you don't want to suck water in, but there's logs and sort of divisions where they split up the parking here. So I've got to be careful I don't go onto a sort of underground or sort of hidden obstacle. So, right, I think we'll just stop stranded in the middle of this car park and put the. Do you reckon? Stay and pay. Pay and stay, George. Do you reckon anyone's going to come out? Or do you reckon they've got us on CCTV camera? Don't know. Right then, we'll pretend we're stranded. Right, let's get the drone up, George. Now, one really cool thing about the Disco 4, it's a really versatile car. And a lot of people use it for filming because they can drive along, flip the upper tailgate and still be safe. They're not going to fall out the back. So obviously with the key, I can open the upper rear tailgate. And what I'm going to try and do, because we're like in a flooded car park, we've got to launch the drone from somewhere. So I'm going to try and just prove that you can get out onto this lower tail. I love the twin tailgate. I'm worried I'm going to lose the key in the water, George. Right, there we go. Right, and I'm probably going to look very unelegant doing this, but I reckon we can. Whoa. We are up on the roof without touching. So George will get the drone set up, and then we'll put the drone on the roof. We can launch the drone from the roof and have a look what the extent of the flooding is around here. But all this in the summer is all fields, and this is a car park. But it's absolutely, completely flooded everywhere. But let's have a look at some drone footage and see. Loving the Disco 4. Right, here we go. We're going to launch it off there. Hopefully it's not going to slip off. We've then got to land it on here, and it's a bit tricky with the roof bars on. There you go, let's have a look. Whoa, there we go. The drone is off. yeah, managed to survive. We've got the drone. Yeah, just love the Disco 4 versatility. We were having a discussion, weren't we, George? Could we have done that in the Defender? So we could have opened the back door in the Defender. We probably could have opened the door, reached round and put it on the roof. I think we'd have been all right. But we love the Disco 4 anyway. Right. Yeah, it's a funny story I was just telling George about that car park. Where we've just driven through that low entry barrier there. Some fly tippers had a trailer full of rubbish they were trying to fly tip. Now they drove into the car park, but the trailer got stuck in the entrance and they jammed themselves in. They couldn't get out. But there you go, that's another funny story. The Lord works in mysterious ways.